Today I'm going to talk about these amazing animals, the sun beetle. I'm not going to try and pronounce the scientific name, so I'm just going to put it on here. As some people may have already seen, I have actually done a video before about the sun beetles, but this one's going to be a more in-depth one. So I'm just going to go straight into it. I'm just going to talk about the sun beetles and the grub first. So these beetles come from tropical Africa. So the beetles themselves can reach about 2.5 centimetres, and the grub can actually get as big as your little pinky and chubby as hell, which can be around 4 centimetres in length. The grub are white with a brown head, as you can see here in this video, and surprisingly they actually give quite a nasty bite when you scare them. So these are a semi-arboreal species of beetle that can fly really good in the wild. And being diurnal insects, they are most active during the day, and during the night time they tend to burrow into the substrate. Although we have actually seen them out and about during the night time. So they also lay their eggs into the substrate, which obviously they then grow and eventually cocoon. This then can take up to 3 to 5 months depending on the temperature. And after the adult stage, they usually live 2 to 5 months after that too. So now I'm going to get into the habitat of your sun beetles. For them to thrive, they'll need a spacious tank with ample ventilation. Glass or plastic will work, with a secure lid to prevent escape. So a 20 by 30 by 30 centimetre is actually recommended for your sun beetles, but obviously bigger the better. So the tank that we use is a 2 foot long and a 1 foot deep and a 1.5 feet in height. This is a vivarium that we got from the reptile centre, and keeping the grub in a tub will be perfectly fine as well. Right, so now the substrate. This includes cocoa fibre, terra spider substrate, and the spider shop's added substrate instead of sand. Now this is just because we ran out of it, but it will still do the same things as what sand will do. Also have plantation soil, moss, white wood, charcoal, leaves, pieces of rotten wood, decaying leaves from plants, bark chunks, coal bone for calcium, worm castings which will help the plants and also provide nutrients as well. We use twigs, sticks, and we also didn't measure. We literally just threw it in, and what we was happy with was what we was happy with. But keeping in mind it does need to be at least 10 centimetres thick. Now this whole blend retains moisture without it being waterlogged, and this actually mimics their natural environment. So now I'm going to talk about decorating the tank. Firstly, you're going to need a big piece of wood or bark for a humid hiding place. This will mimic their natural environment and it keeps them happy. It actually also allows them to burrow into it, and they will eat it, but I'll discuss that more later on. And it also allows them to hide underneath it too. Secondly, you're going to need lots of branches, twigs, moss, because it retains humidity and it also looks really nice. But for the people who aren't going bioactive, then fake plants also work really, really good. So please remember to actually give them a small water dish for hydration, and to also change it regularly. This prevents diseases and contamination. But keep in mind, from what we've thinking before, they actually throw all the mud into the water dish. The grub tend to hide in it, so it's just a constant cycle of taking it out and redoing it all over again. So now I'm going to talk about the bioactive side of our tank. This is my favourite part, and I'm actually excited to explain this. So for the people who don't know what a bioactive system is, this is a setup that includes living elements that work together, which includes live plants, fungi and microfauna. These are the key elements that make a bioactive tank. Now what I mean by microfauna, I don't know if I'm saying that right, is the isopods, springtails, worms, etc. These help by cleaning up the waste, rotten things, decaying leaves, white wood, and in our case, the food that the sun beetles don't finish. So all the animals' waste will then turn into fertiliser for the plants. The fungi will also help by cleaning up waste by aiding in decomposition and turning the waste into nutrients for the plants. The plants will then grow and provide shelter and humidity. So all this actually creates a natural environment for your animal, and it's the best that we can do in captivity as well. But keeping in mind you still need to do regular cleaning, like cleaning the sides, cleaning the glass. They leave footprints or they leave like poo stains. There's so much things that you still need to clean, and even sometimes you actually need to clean the leaves. So as much as I love doing this and I think it's quite fascinating, it is a bloody pain to do. So we've redone their tank more than 5 times because they've actually eaten all the plants, all the moss, all the wood, and it just makes it look terrible in the tank. We've had to redo the substrate because it's just needed a whole lot more. The grub have eaten it, and there's so many animals inside the tank that with all the burrowing, all the substrate's just rising out of our tank. So for our plants, everything that we've used so far has gone in a matter of days. They've woke up with the holes in, and we've actually literally seen them eating it. So this includes pothos, Fittonia, bromeliad, philodendron. All of the stringer turtles are gone. We've got another plant that I'll write here because I don't know the name. That was literally no trace of it. Basically all of our plants that we've put in, they've eaten. The pothos actually still have survived, they just don't look as nice. Obviously they've still got holes in them and stuff, but a bioactive system won't work as good as your normal ones because it is actually just more high maintenance. So the cleanup crew that we've put inside here is actually Giant Orange and Sexy Pods, but we've got UK hitchhikers that have almost outcompeted them all. So with the overpopulation of the isopods, this actually means that our plants are also more likely to be eaten as well. So we keep an eye on it as much as we can. So the temperature gradient in the tank will range from 20 to 35 degrees Celsius. 25 is actually the best to develop properly, and 35 is being by the light bulb, and with a slight drop at night time as well. So you can provide a light or a ceramic bulb and a UVB light as well, which we actually do see them bask all the time. So the humidity can actually be between 50 and 80, but from what we've seen, they're more happier between the 70s and the 80s. So now I'm going to talk about the diet of the sun beetles. I actually quite think this is an interesting topic because from what I've mostly read, while doing research, is that they only eat decaying fruit, leaves, white wood, dry cat food, and the beetle jelly pot things. Now in the substrate, obviously that contains it all, so that's still a really good food source for them. They're still getting everything that they need. But while giving our food to our isopods, we've actually noticed them eating it too. So over the months we've tried numerous things. Now this will include snakeskin, pinky feet and tails, oats, dry dog food, obviously all of our plants, fish food, sardines, all types of repashy that we've tried so far, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and we actually have yet to see what else they refuse. Now I've not seen this recorded by anyone in the animal community before, so if you'd like to talk more about that, please comment below because I would like to as well. So also keeping in mind that when you're feeding the fruit to your sun beetles, it can start to smell and attract flies, so please regularly clean it out because it will prevent maggots, stuff like that. So the stuff that they can eat is apples, bananas, mangoes, kiwis and strawberries, and you need to give them a varied diet because it can give them nutritional deficiencies. So the last thing that I'm going to cover is breeding. Keeping them in a happy and healthy environment will allow them to breed with no additional help at all. And at this rate, we're going to need a bigger tank because they're breeding like there's no tomorrow.